testing the new 2008 Buell Ulysses XB12. The bike's received a lot of changes for this year. Came out 2 seasons ago. This is the 3rd season for the bike. One of the problems we had with the bike was the steering lock, which means you can only turn the forks this far. It wasn't your standard steering lock. It was about 54 degrees, which just certainly wasn't enough in our book, or most anybody's book. That has been increased this year, and it now has what we will go ahead and call normal steering. So the normal steering lock, you can counter steer more normal instead of go part way. That's the big reason we wanted to test this bike, was the steering change. Because we love the bike overall, but there's a lot of great changes as well for the new 2008 model. This is the new blue color for 2008, added to last year's color. The 1203cc Thunderstorm engine has been updated for 2008. There's now a larger left side crank bearing. This sensor cover now replaces the old cover. Transmission is still 5-speed. The RPM level has been raised. Redline is now 7,300 RPM as opposed to the old 5,800 RPM. Horsepower is now rated at 104 horsepower. Torque is rated at 83 foot-pounds. We still have belt final drive, quiet drive. We still have 6-piston caliper front brake with the outer circumference disc. Under engine exhaust remains as well. Now the handguards from the previous version of the Ulysses are still here, but they have added electric grips as standard equipment. Switch is right here. The thing we don't like is there's a wire that hangs down, but so be it. They get extremely hot, let me tell you. As I said before, the steering lock has gone from a meager 54 degrees to a new 74 degrees. The fork has also been increased in size. It's now a 47mm fork as opposed to the old 43mm fork. And for those of you that are wondering, the new, just announced last week, the new Ulysses model, which is now, I think it's called the Touring model, comes with standard bags, trunk. It has shorter suspension, more set for street and street alone, whereas this is more touted as an adventure bike. The new bike doesn't get the new 47mm forks, it retains 43mm forks, so that's one difference that we've noticed so far. The bike was just released. Now the Buell carries its fuel inside the frame. This bike carries 4.4 gallons of fuel, and it's good for 180 miles. If you stretch it out, you'll get 180 miles if you go through reserve. But fuel is actually carried in the frame. The filler is up here, goes through the tank cover into the frame. Very unique, but Buell's been doing it for many years. Another unique item is the engine oil. You can see better on the other side, but the engine oil is actually carried in the swing arm of the bike. No oil tank, it's the swing arm. So you actually check the oil level in the swing arm on the other side. Buell's also been doing this for many years. In addition, they've also been doing the under-engine exhaust, which they are now being copied, or other manufacturers are now going to this type of system, and Buell's had it for years. They were kind of chastised for some of their new ideas, like, oh, that's just kind of crazy. Now, I would say legitimacy is coming to a lot of their items because they are now being implemented in mainstream overseas motorcycles. Okay, I've taken the accessory saddlebag off of one side. This is the framework. The saddlebags are an accessory for the Buell Ulysses, but it's one we wouldn't want to do without. We love the bags, we love the adaptability, the usability. We basically haven't taken them off, not one time, for any rides. We like it better to carry what we need with us very securely, and they have proven very secure. This is the framework. This isn't on the stock bike without the saddlebags added, so I just want to show it to you because just last night somebody said to me, yeah, you like it, but how much does it weigh? And I said, that's just it. This is a lightweight motorcycle. The Ulysses weighs 425 pounds dry. That's the claimed weight for this bike. It is not a heavy bike. With the bags on, and even with them off, it has this bulk, you know, the look of the frame and stuff. It gets you to think it's heavier than it really is. It's not a heavy bike. It's a very easy bike to manage. Worst case is that this wonderful seat, which is an all-day, multiple-day seat, it's wide. That's why it works. It spreads the weight, it spreads the pressure points, and if you're really short, your legs are spread a little bit from the seat wider, so it makes it feel like it's a little bit taller. That's about the worst case scenario, because it's not a high seat. but with the width of it, it can make it a little bit tougher for shorter riders to get their feet down. One of the things I wanted to point out about the Ulysses is the suspension. Shock and forks are made by Showa. In the original version of the Ulysses, we love the suspension. With the changes in the increased size of the front fork and everything, we were a little worried, hey, will they mess it up, because we really like it. Well, the steering rake is still exactly the same, 23.5 degrees. The bike has retained the same feel in its suspension, which we just love. It just makes riding fun. It has kind of a floating over the pavement feel that never transmits anything harsh to the rider at all. You just enjoy hour after hour. Now the rear shock in here has a preload adjuster, remote preload adjuster on the other side. You can be riding, reach down, change your preload. The compression damping is under the seat, behind this panel. There's a little screw head here for that. Both shock and fork are completely adjustable. Rebound, damping, and preload. Now a few other things. We said they added electric grips. They've also added two 12-volt accessory outlets. One of them's on the dash. One of them is under the seat back here. I guess you can leave your cell phone on the bike and charge it, but that'll usually get it all smashed from jumbling around under the seat. They're only rated at 10 amps total for the two of them, so they're only for very small electronics. Don't go out trying to think you're going to plug your electric suit into it or something, because it's not going to work. Now, something that hasn't changed, but the Buell has, which is very unique, is the backrest here. This can act as a passenger backrest in this position, a flip back rack. You can still have a passenger, so it's very adaptable. And when it's stored out of the way and locked, you don't notice it much. They've also gone to, I think, last year, an LED taillight, which is fabulous. It's much brighter. What it had before was a really dingy little socket light bulb, and ours actually broke on the first bike we had before we rode it. So love the LED. It's bright. Makes us feel a lot more secure out there on the road in the middle of nowhere. Hotel accommodations, while in the Monterey area, provided by Holiday Inn Express, Marina, California. Located near the Laguna Seca racetrack, this hotel has provided us with superior comfort and service time after time. It's one of our favorites, so check them out.